I've done the rebuilding of the squad. Today we're playing Millwall in our first game in the new championship season. And I'm pretty sure I've fixed the mic. Editor man, have I fixed the mic? Good. Yes, good. So the audio is working. Hello everyone, welcome back to FairlyDeterminedFM with me. My name's Chris. Hope you're all doing very well. Today we're looking at the players I brought into the squad, having a quick look at the tactic that I've slightly adjusted. It's still a 4-3-3, but I've slightly adjusted it. And we're playing Millwall in our first match of the season. If you've been enjoying the series so far, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're not already. And now, let's get into the players. So we have to go back, as usual, to the tail end of last season to fully introduce everyone. You can see I brought in 6 players. Six players before the end of last season, before the official end of last season, before it ticked over. And then I've also been busy in this side of the season as well, because I've brought in a further 5. So that, if the maths is right, that's a whole new squad, essentially. First up, we have Rob Atkinson, brought in from Bristol City for £135,000 a week. He's a squad backup centre-back who can also play on the left. He's a decent enough defender for this level. Nothing special, just wanted to bring in, just because we had so many loan signings in defence last year, I knew I needed to bring in some players, but he does address a couple of issues that we had in terms of aggressiveness. He's very, very aggressive. He's an angry man and he's super, super tall. So you can bet if he's on the pitch, he's going to be up at corners. Next up, we've got Karamoko Dembele, signed from Celtic for about £45,000. Very young, but a lot of potential in him. Going to get some game time off the bench, possibly some cup features. Again, he's a backup player, very much one for the future / if you look at his value, sail on in a few years' time. Then we have this chap, who I was very pleased to get. Johan Felipe Vasquez, Mexican. I was astounded that I managed to get this guy because of various work permit rules and things. He's 26 years old. I picked him up for 2.1 million from Cagliari. He's been a consistent performer, I think, over in Italy for a few years in Serie A. So he's got top flight experience. Look at his mentals are incredible. He's unfortunately not very aggressive, but he does a good anticipation, good concentration, good decision making. His positioning is astounding, which was not astounding. You know what I mean? It's very good for our level. Decent tackling, decent pace on him. He's left-footed as well, so we've got a left-footed centre-back, ball-playing defender. I don't use it, but it's good to have in the locker. First team player. 20 grand a week. Welcome, Johan. And then we're welcoming Mark Gerardo, who signed from Man United. We needed another right back, so we only had Ian Rankin Costello after Nathan Byrne left on a free. This guy was on loan last year at Preston. I believe it was Preston. Yeah, he was on loan at Preston last year. 12 appearances, 6 assists, 1 player on the match, almost 7.59 rating over those 12 appearances. So he's got experience of the division, and he's got he's got history of performing well in the division. He's got a lot of pace on him. His acceleration is really good. His agility is really good. First touch is good. Technique. He's going to be really good getting up and down that wing, I think. £675,000. The sell-on value for him already is insane. £16,000 a week. Really happy with that signing. Really, really happy. Next up is Eric Martel, signed from RB Leipzig for £275,000 a week. Another centre-back, but who can also play in the defensive midfield position or at a push. Centre mid as a ball winner, I would imagine. He's another central defender that I wanted to bring in. Again, he's got some good physical attributes. Mentals are okay, and his technicals are okay. He's got a lot of room to improve in, I think. He's 23 years old, 4-star potential. It was his positioning that attracted me. It was his positioning and his pace that attracted me to him mostly, because they were areas that we were lacking in the defensive department. So welcome, Eric. Alex Mighton has also joined us. Wow, look at those orange arrows. Don't take that as that's ignore that. He joins us from Stuttgart for 2.1 million. I want to say 2.5 million. Left winger. I needed another player who could play out on the left that wasn't Tyrese Dolan or Ian Rankin Costello. Kwadwo Bar obviously left us, who had been on loan previously. So I wanted to bring in our own player, and I liked this guy. His excellent dribbling, excellent pace, excellent acceleration. He's got some flair. He's determined. Work rate is good. Passing is good. Vision is good for what I need. He's determined. I think he's going to be good for us. He's got a lot of player traits as well. Likes to move into channels, gets forward. He attempts overhead kicks, which I'm quite excited about, and he tries tricks. So if nothing else, he'll be entertaining. So those are the 6 players that I brought in at the end of last season. Who went at the end of last season? Got rid of Courtney Howes. Joe Lolly went. Skorupski went. Gregory went. Charlie Wesson went to Spennymoor. Spennymoor got relegated. Spennymoor are back down in National League North. All my good work gone. And Glenn Taylor is no longer a player. He's a director of football. A terrible director of football. I've also brought in, and I'm going to butcher this name, Enamdi Ofubo. Namdi. We're going to call him Namdi because I think that's how it's pronounced. Another player who can play centre-back, defensive midfield, or central midfield, the versatile player. Signed for 2.8 million. He's now, I could, value-wise, could get up to 10 million for him. So it's another good sort of sell-on value. Good tackling, which is what I really wanted because our tackling stats were so low last season. So low. I wanted decent tacklers. He's got good work rate, good teamwork. He's not the fastest, but he is strong. He's got a lot of stamina and he can pass the ball, which is exactly what you want from someone who's going to sit in that ball-winning midfielder role for us a lot of the time. So yeah, really excited for him. It's quite a big wage, 24 grand a week. I'm not quite sure if our wage structure is sustainable for this level. We've got a lot of players on sort of 20 to 30,000, which is not great. But, if they get us promoted, then that becomes a moot point, I think. Next up, we have Luca Gunter, who, as you'll see, is not quite ready for first team football, but we got him for cheap from Tottenham. We got him for cheap-ish. We got him for 250,000 from Tottenham. He's got some potential. He's not going to get into the first team. Angus Gunn is still very much our first team goalkeeper, but in a pinch, we do have a backup because we didn't before. If he progresses well and develops, then we've got a potentially really good goalkeeper on our hands. We've got 3 loan signings come in. So first up is Diego Sanchez, left back, brought in from Gijón. I went to Gijón once. It was very nice. 2.5-star ability. He's a backup for Harry Pickering because Harry Pickering basically played more or less every single minute of last season and he was probably knackered by the end of it. He'll be decent. He'll be featuring here and there, coming off the bench, featuring in some rotational games, no doubt. So welcome, Diego. I'm really happy with this signing. Iñaki Indias, Spanish player from Arsenal, who can play in the left wing position, the right wing position, and the striker position. So I needed depth in all of those positions, and he can do all of them. So it says his best position is striker, and that's probably where I'm going to be playing him sort of rotationally with Patterson, because Patterson is also quite good out on the left. So I would imagine that those two are going to be switching roles quite often this season, but they seem happy to do that. He's very quick. He's got good dribbling, good first touch, good technique, good flair, composed. I think he's going to score goals. I really do think he's going to score goals. And then last up of the new signings, we've got Pascal Ziet. He's a new signing in the last couple of days, actually, from Man City. He's another versatile midfielder who can drop back into that defensive midfielder role. He's more than comfortable centre of midfield, but he can also push forward into the attacking midfield role when we switch up to the 4-2-3-1. Physically very, very good. Again, he's fast. He's got good agility. He's got good stamina. He's aggressive. He's brave. He can tackle. He's got good technique. Yeah, I think he's going to be really good. So that's the squad. And this is, for my money, sort of the best first 11. You'll note, annoyingly, Joe Rankin Costello, John Buckley, Joe Rothwell, and Lewis Travis, all the team leaders, are very unhappy with me because they think I made a promise to play youth players, but I think because I've signed a number of players from outside the club rather than promoting internally, I think they think I've broken the promise and that I don't intend to play any of the youth players, which isn't true. We're sending out Dean Ryder and John Beadle on loan, but the rest of these guys, Jeff Towler, Noah Carroll, who came back from loan and is good enough to come into the first team here and there, Ashley Phillips, Luca Gunter, Dembele, Niall Hoey still finds his way onto the bench. They're all going to feature throughout this season. So I hope, and Paul Patterson as well, is strictly speaking still one of our young players. So yeah, I hope that they're not permanently annoyed with me. I hope that a few wins under our belt will sort that out. Preseason's been okay. I spent a bit of time in preseason tweaking the tactic. So you'll know I've got a lot of individual instructions. In FM22, I've tried to keep team instructions to a minimum, and I'm trying to utilize player instructions more. I really like how it works. I really like that you say, right, as a team, we are going to play out of the back. We're going to try and work the ball into the box. We're not going to press too much. We are going to hit the counter, and we're going to push high up the pitch. We're going to compress the pitch, try and play our football. But individually, you guys can do all these other different things. Like Pickering, individually, I want you to stay wider. I want you to get further ahead. I want you to take more risk with your passing, and I want you to get all the way out the pitch before you hit across. Buckley, I want you also to take more risk, dribble a bit more, roam from where you are. You've got a good off the ball stat. I want you to make a bit of space for yourself. Yeah, I like it. I like how the tactic feels, and it's been going pretty well. I think it was only these last 3 games, funnily enough, that I sort of settled on that particular set of instructions for the players in the team. So it's gone pretty well so far. Playing Millwall today in our championship match. Hopefully we'll get a good result there. This is the lineup then. You will have seen them already in the various screens that I've been babbling over, but we have Gunn in goal, Pickering, Vasquez, Edwards and Gerardo at the back, Travis sitting in front of them in the ball-winning midfielder role, Buckley and Rothwell in the middle. I've gone for an advanced playmaker here because Rothwell is good at it for a start, and he can occupy this sort of space when Dolan pushes up on the wing. Rankin Costello's out on the left, and then Patterson's up front. We're sticking with balanced mentality here as well, because I feel we were possibly a little bit too aggressive at times last season. Whereas if we start on the balanced mentality, we can adjust it as we see fit. We are in the yellow kit today. Lovely. Wow, it's a packed den. First game of the season. Oh, I've still got it on comprehensive highlights, extended highlights rather. I watch it on comprehensive/extended in the preseason so I can get a better idea of any tactical tweaks that I might have made incorrectly or tactical tweaks that I need to make. So you got a booking, first minute, Grant Hanley. He used to play for Blackburn, I think, in real life, did Grant Hanley. Jay Vasquez there with the header. I'm going to call him Johan because I like it. Rankin Costello plays it back to Buckley. It's Travis in that ball-winning midfielder role just sitting in front of the back two. You can see how we're stretching the pitch a little bit. You can see both of our fullbacks are stretching the pitch. Dolan is in. What a great ball that is. Is he going to lay this off? He's not. It's off the post. Blimey. Wow. Off the woodwork. Yeah, so you could see there that Pickering and Gerardo were both out stretching the pitch quite wide. And that's what I wanted to do. I want to try and open spaces in the defence for players to run into. If we've got opposing, they're in here. Good save by Gunn. If they've got, if the wingers are out wide, sort of tracking our fullbacks, then there's going to be some space for our midfield to run into. Good header away from Rankin Costello. Patterson is going to be on that, and he's going to play it all the way back to Angus Gunn and goal, and that is the end of the highlight. Another corner for them, and it's a good save from Angus Gunn. Well, easy save from Angus Gunn. So now we've got the ball. We're going to start this out from the back, I would hope. So, Angus Gunn plays it out to Vasquez, and then, because this is what I wanted, I didn't want us to start pumping the ball up the pitch needlessly, because I think we were doing a lot of that last season. Dolan has turned his man there excellently. Yeah, we were doing a lot of just punting the ball forward, and Rankin Costello at the back. It's just over. And losing possession that way. I wanted to start playing out from the back. We've got players who can pass the ball. We've got players who can keep hold of the ball. Another corner for Millwall. Blimey. It's off the bar for them. Patterson now is going to be on the counter here, I think. He's going to get past his man. He is going to get past his man. Skips past him. Easily get the cross in, Patterson. Now, cleared away. And that's the end of the highlight. Kind of pointless, that highlight. Don't need to see that. We have not had a single shot on target, which is a bit disappointing. Millwall are having a pretty good game. Another bloody corner. It's headed away, and it's not. It's a penalty. It's a pigging penalty. Rankin Costello has handled the ball. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So many corners. Come on, Gunn. Be the man. You went the wrong way. You went the wrong way. You're not the man. You are not the man. Aye. Not the best start to this season, is it? Done by a penalty. Done by a penalty. Rankin Costello. Patterson's having a terrible game. Vasquez also, and Pickering. This is not good. Mighton's coming on for Rankin Costello. I'm going to leave Patterson out there. It might be a change for. Well, he's focused, so I don't know if I'm going to change him or not. Probably not. We're just going to see. We're going to increase the mentality to balance, to positive. See what we can do about getting the ball further up the pitch. I'd like another highlight for us, please. Would be very handy. First highlight of this half goes to Millwall. And they're playing it out from the backs themselves. If we can get, so we're not counter pressing, so we're sort of letting them have the ball a little bit. Hopefully that won't come back to bite us. They're just knocking the ball around quite nicely. We do need to get into. Counter pressing. I'm not super interested in, but I do want them to be pressed a little bit. Gunn has punted that forward for some reason. He had time. This feels like it's going to be a highlight for Millwall, and it feels like they're in here. Is it going to get a cross in? Not. Coyote now, and it's a great goal. All stems from Gunn just punting that ball needlessly out the pitch. This is not good. I don't get how we can play quite well in pre-season and then just fall to pieces. Vasquez is coming off. He's had a terrible debut. And then just fall to pieces in the first game of the season. I don't get it. I do not get it. Awful stuff from us. Just terrible. Couldn't get the ball at all. Not getting close enough. Patterson is in. He's played in Mighton. And it's played back across the face of the goal. I think this is just a highlight because I've made substitutions. It's not actually going to come to anything, I don't think. Dolan is in here, and it's a good save from Fotheringham. But Dolan should have done better. Yeah, we've not played well at all here. Not at all. We're just letting them have the ball. We're not pressing. Do you have to counter press to get the press? Is that not offside? It is offside. Well on, Lino. Do you have to get the counter press on to do any actual pressing? Or should I have actually set the press to be a little bit more often? That's probably my fault. Whoops. I was meant to have that definitely set to press a bit more, and I didn't. So that's kind of on me. Can we now that I've made that change, can we come back from 2 down? Very, very good work from Gerardo there to win that ball. Edwards has got it now at the back, plays it into Martel, making his debut. There's a lot of players who are making their debut today, and not very well. Indias is in on his debut, and he skied it. Good grief. Absolutely skied it. Just need to take his time a little bit there, I think. See what we can do if we go attacking, to sort of really get in their faces. Gerardo has made it down on this right-hand side. Is that a penalty? It is a penalty. That's another handball. Right. Who is on penalties these days? Rothwell. Come on, Rothwell. First goal of the season. Scores it. It's the carbon copy of Millwall's penalty. Right. We've got 20 minutes to go now, guys. And all we need is one more goal to salvage a draw. We've only had 2 shots on target, and one of them was the penalty. We're going to lose this. Opening game of the season, we're going to lose it 2-1. Not happy with that. There are a lot of players who did not perform. Right. Let's come back we'll come back in October. We'll come back for the 2 home games. First up, we'll play Stoke, and then we'll play Wigan. And I will see you then. That will be on Monday. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, or if you didn't, let me know what you thought down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a like on this video, and I will see you very, very soon for some more Manager's Journey. Hopefully, we'll have picked up some wins. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.